Welcome back to BYU Sports Nation. Jeremy Jordan, Spencer Linton with you. 10 wins equals top 10 plays. So here we go. The top 10 plays from BYU's 10-win regular season.
Loaded conversation. Naturally, we start at number 10 with Chase Roberts and his game-changing touchdown catch against UCF, Jerem. BYU led 17-10. It was a little bit weird. It was still close. And then this explosive play for BYU right before halftime took the breath out of the stadium at the bounce house, other than the BYU fans who were going absolutely wild watching Chase sprint down the sideline. 62 yards for the score. By the way, that's the longest play from scrimmage this season. BYU won convincingly, bigger than the final score would indicate, 37-24, and got to 8-0 going into that second bye week.
That wasn't even the coolest moment of the day. After BYU scored a touchdown, a rocket went off out of Cape Canaveral.
A literal rocket.
Right? You were there. It was crazy, right? Like, whoa!
Oh, the timing of it was incredible. That was a peak moment for BYU's season. Not just this play, that entire game. BYU played almost a complete game. That the always sought after full complete game. Kalani Sitake referenced that after they beat UCF. They're really close there.
BYU's offense kind of took a dip after this moment a little bit, it felt like. Okay, number 9, Mark Collins, toe tap interception against SMU. I think it's funny we're calling it a toe tap because he was like a yard in bounds. But
hold it up, Mark.
Yeah, hold it up, Petey. Yeah, fourth quarter, BYU up 15-12. Huge play. It was 2nd and 10 at the 20. Interception inside the red zone. SMU goes on to make the playoff. Picked off Kevin Jennings, managed to get his toes down. Helped BYU's defense keep SMU's offense out. Not just this, but Jacob Robinson's fumble recovery. I mean, the defense, this was their greatest performance, was giving up only 5 field goals to SMU, who is one of the better offenses in the country. This was an incredible moment.
Well, the offense, as you mentioned, didn't play great for BYU, but they did pull off the number 8 play on our list. 4th down call. Jake Retzloff, the gamer, to Miles Davis. What a call after a timeout, setting BYU up for that go-ahead score. Again, 4th and 1. Tied at 15, Will Farron, big game Bill, doing his thing. He's making game-winning field goals. One of 5 true road wins against a top team by any team in the country this season, and that offensive play helped BYU get it done.
Yeah, only 5 teams beat a top 10 team in a true road game. BYU was one of them in this game, as you mentioned, which was crazy. What a call, what a moment. That was Miles Davis's shining moment right there. He's jumped in the portal since. Okay, number 7, Jacob Robinson. Tip to himself, interception to start the second half against Arizona. First play of the second half, BYU at 14-7, and this changed the momentum. BYU ends up scoring after this and kind of runs away with it. Noah Fafita throws a pick, one of 3 picks on the day for the BYU defense. Cougars won big, 41-19. This was another great play by Jacob Robinson, who has had a ton in his BYU career.
What an unbelievable individual athletic play. BYU's going to miss him. Man, I wish he could play another year at BYU.
And we have Skycam footage of it.
Skycam footage is the best. All right, let's stay with the defense and the interception theme for that matter at number 6. Crew Wakely against Baylor when things were getting weird in Waco. BYU finally got it done in a road format. There were so many questions going into this game. Can BYU win a road game in the Big 12? Can they win an afternoon road game in the Big 12? Got up to a quick start. They needed Crew to come up with a huge interception to seal that win. 34-28 helped keep BYU undefeated to get to 5-0. By the way, Baylor, 6-1 since that loss against BYU. They're playing some really good football. That's a quality win. That's an 8-win team. You and I are big, especially you, Jerem, on how many wins BYU has in the season against 8-win teams. Baylor qualifies for that. We're going to miss Crew Wakely, who has since then jumped into the transfer portal.
If Baylor had gone down and scored a touchdown and beaten BYU, and they didn't give up a Hail Mary to Colorado, they might be in the playoff.
Crazy.
Right? They would have been in the Big 12 title game. They could have played for a championship there. They were this close. They were this close. That was a really good win. That's perhaps the most underrated win of the season by BYU was at Baylor. Number 5, Keelan Marion, kickoff return touchdown against Utah. We talked about it earlier. First team All-American guy. Second quarter at Utah. I mentioned that like it was the second half. No, it was in the second quarter. To give the Utes, Utes had a 7-3 lead, and then boom, from the 4-yard line, 96 yards for Keelan Marion, his second kickoff return touchdown of the season. More from this game in a moment, of course.
He is speed. Tommy Process. You want to talk about freshman phenom moments? Is there anything better than what happened against Kansas State? Talk about a game-changing play. BYU was losing 6-3 late in the second quarter. Then this, the scoop and score on the Jack Kelly forced fumble to rob DJ Giddens or steal the ball away from him. 30 yards for a touchdown, part of a 31-0 run to blow that game absolutely wide open. One of BYU's 2 defensive touchdowns this season. Tommy Process, welcome to BYU football.
That run of 31 straight points was unbelievable. Like, everything went BYU's way. It was crazy. And then in the Arizona game, it felt like that kind of happened again. But Tommy skipping into the end zone, pretty awesome. True freshman. It's like his second or third home game at BYU when he's scoring a touchdown. Huge win at the time for BYU. That was awesome. Number 3.
The throwback uniforms.
Oh, the 96. So good. Number 3, Parker Kingston's punt return touchdown against Kansas State. This should have been the worst play of the year. It ends up being the number 3 play of the year. Almost gets taken out by his own teammate. Skips around the corner. Isaiah Glasker doesn't really block anybody, but he's just along for the ride. And Parker Kingston ends up throwing up on the sideline after. It was unbelievable. Like, that was an amazing moment. Parker Kingston told me the Monday after, I've dreamed of a moment like that, running into the rock. It was incredible. How far did he run again? 137 yards, I think?
Yes, something like that. It was almost the not top 10 play. And the number 1 not top 10 play, right? Good grief.
Game of inches, man.
All-timer. And that capped off the 31-0 scoring run. That was the last touchdown in that run. Pandemonium.
So crazy.
Or should we call it Pandalarium?
It was Pandalarium. We had a mutual friend that was trying to combine pandemonium and
delirium.
Delirium. Pandalarium, he said on a high school game one time.
I think that probably sums up the emotion of LaVell Edwards Stadium in that moment. It's fair. It's a combo word. Gosh,
awesome,
that
man.
was a fun moment. That's number 3, Jerem.
That's number 3. What's better?
Yes. Number 2, Darius Lassiter. In a little bit more dramatic moment from Jake Retzloff, trailing 35-31 with 19 seconds left against Oklahoma State. Skips into the end zone. Dance for him. Darius, 35-yard game-winning touchdown. Helped BYU survive and get to 7-0. BYU had less than a 1% chance of winning that game when that drive started. Amazing. Another Pandalarium moment in LaVell Edwards Stadium.
No one was watching Darius dance because they were turning to the people next to them. It's crazy. Oklahoma State stunk this year. They didn't win a single conference game. They almost won this game. I'm glad BYU wasn't the only one to lose to OK State. That would have been terrible.
They were 3-3 going into this game. And then, honestly, this is the type of game that if you're Oklahoma State, the wheels just come off. He's like, what do we got to do? What do we got to do to win a game?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
And the number 1 play of the year. You know what it is, but we're going to tell you anyway. Will Farron, number 44, from 44 to beat Utah. 21-19 at the Utah 26. Time running down. No timeouts for BYU. Will Farron drills a 44-yard field goal with 3 seconds left to beat Utah 22-21. Oh, and BYU wins up there for the first time since 2006. Back to Arlene. BYU 9-0 at that moment. Little did we know that was the high of the season.
Yeah. I mean, BYU had a lot of magic tricks. They had a lot of magic tricks this season. They just used them all kind of early and just didn't have enough left in the bag late in the season.
Will
I'm not
Farron.
going to sit here and complain. Like, you look back at those 10 plays, how many great moments, how many great feelings come from those 10 plays? My goodness.
And we actually have an honorable mention, which I think our friends to the north are really going to like.
Oh, we do?
BYU facing a 4th and 10 at their own 9-yard line. Jake Retzloff is sacked. The game's over. BYU lost, right? But wait! There's a penalty flag, defensive holding. JoJo Phillips draws it. This is the honorable mention of the year. I actually argued for this being number 1 because guess what? It was the play of the year, in my opinion. The hold. Can't hold. The bickering and bitterness after was juice to my soul. It was beautiful. And it led to Will Ferrell's touchdown. You can still get a stop after this play, by the way. Just saying.
And they did. 4th and hold.
4th and hold.
Legendary. What is it about big-time 4th down plays against Utah? My goodness.
I don't know. There have been kind of too many. I would buckle down on that more. Go ahead.
Did Will kick his field goal on a 4th down? I think that was a 4th down too, wasn't it? Or was it 3rd down? I can't remember.
Did they run it down? It was 4th. We're being told it was 4th. Okay. Good stuff. Top 10 plays from BYU's 10-win season.